Hello everyone and welcome to the video, Should I Play Oxygen Not Included? Act 1, Who Am I? My name is Sevens and I have over 800 hours in Oxygen Not Included. And yes, I am actually reading from a script. I don't normally do this, so this is going to be a little bit new. I'm trying to get really precise. Alright, so if you are part of my community, then you know how unsciency I am and how I use brute solutions to solve the problems in Oni. If you're not part of my community, why? And also welcome. I love solving problems, and this game allows me to do just that. More than likely, if you've clicked this video to decide if you should play Oni, well, you probably want to hear less about me and more about the game. So we are going to keep this as short and precise as possible, and I will be speaking in very broad strokes. So let us get started. Act 2. What is Oxygen Not Included? Oni is a colony builder game where you have to take care of a bunch of people called duplicants, like the three that we see here, Catalina, Abe, and Nails. They have their own needs and wants, such as needing food, water, and oxygen. They also prefer certain skills and things that they like to do, like digging and building. The game is complex, though, in that many problems, such as making food, often requires solving other problems, such as finding and sustaining water. You can easily run out of these materials, so you have to be aware of how to get more of them. On top of that, other problems such as high temperatures can easily occur and cause issues, especially for new players. Additionally, there are different asteroids that you can start on, which all have their own randomly spawned materials and living conditions. Some of them have a ideal survival chance. Others can be, well, let's just say more and more difficult. But there's a lot of customization, and there's coordinates, and there's different traits that you might find on your asteroids, geysers, all that jazz. A lot of creativity in where you can start and stop. On top of all of that, if you have the Spaced Out DLC, you can take a rocket like this one to other neighboring asteroids and explore all of space, which can be a lot of fun, and I've not done a whole lot of it, but you can do that. Finally, the game allows for a lot of creative solutions to the aforementioned problems, so you're not just limited to one exact way of building something or doing something. Act 3. Is the game easy? Honestly, I would say ultimately no. I don't want to give you a super YouTuber glorious yes for answering this question. Since I am an unsciency person, I had to, and honestly continue to, hit my head against the wall several times to learn these lessons and different solutions to different problems. For others, though, the game might be a piece of cake. For example, right here, we have these natural gas generators going and everything's good to go. You might just think, oh, you know, I am producing power right here, 800 watts, I'm good to go. But what you might not realize is as these are running, they are also producing heat in the surrounding area. And so then I have a cooling loop going through right here at specific spots to help cool down the area. At first glance, it's like, oh, I just need to generate power, but then you realize, oh, pretty much everything I do does something else. So I have to solve that as well. Act 4. How is the community? Personally, I like the community. There are several science-y content creators that have, for years, made great content and guides to help new players. I like GC Fungus, for example. He makes a lot of great content, all about Oni and solving problems and how different systems work. At the same time, I would also say that the few bits of time that I've been on the Oni Discord, the people there are also a great help. On the other hand, I would say that some people within the community give very sciencey answers to questions that new players might have. This makes sense given the type of game Oni is, but it can also be quite daunting. I like to think of it like this. Imagine you are someone who wants to simply cross a river. You discover that you need a canoe to get across, but you don't know the first thing when it comes to canoes. One person tells you all of the intricacies of a canoe, while another person's like, hey, here, try this beginner-friendly canoe. Will the beginner-friendly canoe last forever as a means to cross the river? Probably not. But will it work for now as you start getting used to canoes? Yes, probably. This example, I feel like, very easily explains Oni as a game. Act 5, how is the performance? For the most part, the game runs very well, even on older machines. Here is a quick rundown of the Steam system requirements. I'm reading it just for what it says. Windows 7 is preferred. You need a dual-core 2 GHz processor, 4 GB of RAM, an Intel HD 4600 graphics card, or an AMD or NVIDIA equivalent. DirectX version 11, and you need 2 gigs of storage space. Now, even though it says all this, there is a but. This game can, slow down quite a bit in terms of FPS when you start building and expanding your colony. This is important to keep in mind, and personally, as someone who makes a lot of Oni content, I have gotten used to the slower speeds. Right now, just zoomed in on what we're seeing right here, which is a pretty complex everything, the FPS is around 40. Zooming out like this has it where the FPS is around 20. So, although I don't normally play this zoomed out because this is more of just like to show off the entire colony and all that jazz, it's important to keep that in mind. So, they do make regular updates though, with a lot of those updates tackling performance, but I, have had this game for a bit and my computer's pretty decent. It should be able to run this well. That is probably one thing to keep in mind. Act 6. Is it fun? Oni is definitely fun. I am biased, so I'll admit that. But there are different parts within the game, such as early, mid, and end game, that are really fun to dive into. These moments are relative, and the community may refer to these moments in regards to the problems one may face or the materials that one may need. For example, mid-game often comes with a situation that a player has to solve, which is dealing with the overheating issue. This often requires making a design and a build and all that jazz that requires steel, which is not an easily available material compared to other metals. I do like the creativity, both from problem solving side as well as the cool designs you can make. For example, great halls. I have one. Let me show you guys that. This right here is just for decoration. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's practical because the duplicants will go inside the Great Hall and they will feel very happy and all that just stuff. So you can be very creative this way in this game, but you can also be very creative this way. Very technological, all that jazz. All of these parts do different things all for this build. It's good, it's great. I won't go into that now. Watch my live streams, you'll see more, as well as my guide videos. But yes, there's a lot of creativity, both from sciency side as well as for those who are more like me in terms of being artsy. Act 7. What are some negative things? This is going to be pretty short, honestly. For me, the things that I do not like about Oni at this point, with 800 hours in, mostly involve the performance of the game when you have quite a large colony. That is probably the biggest one. Aside from that, and aside from sometimes the occasional person being a little bit too sciencey with explaining something in the game, especially to new players, there's not really anything else that I dislike about the game. I love all of the inner working pieces and parts and things, even things you might not even think about. So yes, just those two things. And pretty much that should cover it. A few bonus little things here and there. If you're gonna pick up this game, I recommend waiting until there's a discount for the game, which I have found happens quite often. It's still a great game, but yes, take advantage of a discount because that, everyone wants to save money. On top of that, you may notice in the top right corner there are 3 kind of DLC things. This is my opinion, but do you need the DLCs? No. If you're going to have a DLC for the game, like which one you're going to get, I would get Spaced Out. There's a lot of differences. Some of them are more in depth. But the basic gist with Spaced Out is you can go to other asteroids that all have like their own biomes and creatures and everything, while the base game has it where you just have one really big primary asteroid. A lot of other people would also recommend getting the Spaced Out DLC, and I also would as well. I like both of them together. There's really not that much stuff from my personal experience that you're missing out, but I won't lie. I only play Spaced Out, so I don't really remember the things that are different. But yes, that is probably one question that people would that people get asked. So yes. Other than that, I'm Sevens. I hope that this is helpful. Like I said earlier, I have a guide series. Check that out too if you're considering this game. Even though you may not be really needing the guide at the moment, the guide shows more of the in-depth of the game. I think that's useful, and I also suggest checking out other content creators as well, especially if you are more sciency and you want an explanation about the game. Other than that, I hope to see you around. The community is great, and I do personally enjoy playing the game and seeing other people find fun in it as well. I'm Sevens. I've probably taken up a lot of your time, so I'll let you get back to life, and I'll see you hopefully around at some point. Alright, bye.